In this section, guys, I want to talk about dip and pack. Common question is, what is dip and pack? Dip and pack is a process that happens for folks like us in the United States that want to send raw trophies here in the United States. What I mean by the raw trophies is you're having your work done here in the United States. You're not going to have any taxidermy or tanning done in Africa. You're going to have your animal shipped here and have the tanning and taxidermy process done here in the United States. So your outfitter will either have someone they will either themselves or someone in their crew will take your trophies to the taxidermist at the end of the safari, or the taxidermist will come and pick them up from your outfitter. And what they do is that taxidermist will get a hold of them and they will do the dip and pack process, which is boiling and completely cleaning the skulls of all the meat and debris, the brain, eyes, all that stuff gets completely removed. It's dried and then it's dipped into an antibacterial formula. Don't ask me what it's made of. It's dipped into it to cure and kill all bacteria on the skulls. Same is done for your skins. They're dipped and then they're heavily salted and packed. That way, the skins don't ruin, but then that way they don't have all the bacteria and they're allowed to be shipped into the United States. Because if they're not dipped and packed, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife will confiscate them. They've opened up boxes before and found just as small as bug, confiscated those from folks. If your skull has meat on it, they're taking it because it's going to be rotten and smelly. If the box smells, they'll confiscate it. It's got to be properly taken care of, or the U.S. Fish and Wildlife will not allow it into the United States. So doing the dip and pack process is where, like I said, they completely boil your skull, clean it up, and dip it in solution. Do the same with your skins. Dip it in solution, heavily salt it to preserve it, but then also help kill all the bacteria. And then it's packaged and shipped to you here in the United States. The cool part about the dip and pack process is when your skulls arrive, they are like a European mount, like almost 100% European mount. There's some coloration, maybe there's some grease or something. It's not 100% pure white, but it's next to perfect. So if you're wanting to hold on to stuff and not mount things right away, it's a great way to display your skulls right off the bat. You've already paid for the dip and pack, it's shipped to you, and it's ready to go from there on. It's a process that, I think it takes some time. Usually the dip and pack, I believe, takes probably by the time your taxidermist receives, or the taxidermist in Africa receives the trophies, I think it takes between 4 to 6 weeks to do the process of it. Maybe a little bit longer. It depends on how fast your outfitter or taxidermist picks them up. My guess on time on this is typically between 4 to 6 months after your safari is when all this is happening, typically. And then obviously it will come into the shipping process of shipping it to you here in the United States. Like I said, this is a process that takes some time, and it's not something that you instantly pay for the minute you get done with your safari. So it does help having that little bit of time gap for you to go home and recuperate some funds or save up some extra money, in that case. But the dip and pack process is something that's needed. It has to be done. It has to be handled correctly. And then you have to have a USDA taxidermist here in the United States that's going to receive your trophies upon importation into the United States. Along with the dip and pack, there are several other platforms that you can go, or several different ways you can go in handling your trophies in Africa, such as Split Image. They offer what is called the tan and pack process, where they're going to tan all your hides, whether it's going to be your capes or your back skins, and they'll have all your skulls dipped and packed for you and shipped to you in the United States. Whether you can have a taxidermist here come finish your mounts, you're going to keep everything as Europeans and just have flat skins everywhere. However you want to do it, that's another way to do it. And then there's obviously also finished product. You can have all your stuff done in Africa, whether it's with Split Image or anyone else. You find a taxidermist that you want to work with and work with them. They can do your Europeans, they can do your back skins, they can do your shoulder mounts, your pedestals, your life-size mounts, whatever you want to do, and then they can have those shipped to you here in the United States, finished and ready to be put on your wall or in your trophy room, whatever it needs to be. And in a separate video, I'm going to go through the process of CITES, TOPS permits, all the ins and outs of why you need a broker, or why you should get a broker. You don't need one, but you should get one when handling shipping of animals in the United States from a foreign country. And so we'll dive into that in a separate video. I hope this one helped you out a little bit, and stay tuned.